So they'll be calling you a radical. First and foremost, I'm going to address Glenn Greenwald, who's a total fucking fraud, and I'm going to explain why. I'm going to slow down a little bit. I take some quantum leaps sometimes, just thinking, assuming people understand this and know this stuff. First, what they've done, social engineered to a cattle chute, they've confused investigative journalism with conspiracy theories. That's the game they've played. Now think about it. They were calling me a conspiracy theorist when I was saying there were nuclear meltdowns of Fukushima, Japan. Were there nuclear meltdowns of Fukushima, Japan? Oh yeah, everything I say comes to fruition. So, with that said, let's start off, and then we'll get to Prince Harry. Prince Harry is, now remember, I protest in front of the MoMA, Ackerman and Patrick and Kevin Finnegan and all of us, just as Jackson Pollock had done the day Prince Harry was in Fukushima, Japan. So, oh, Prince Harry's just having a spat with the family. No, these monarchies are very, very real. This monarchy is very real. This is a power grab. You know, he's in Western Canada. You know about Kevin Arnett, on Balco, Western Canada. You know. So, let's start with Greenwald. This is important stuff, real historic stuff. Now, first off, I take quantum leaps. I assume that everybody understands that academia was completely hijacked in the 90s, taken over. Any PhD done, you have to fork it over to them. They own a publishing house. Where's the publishing house stored? MIT Media Lab. Now, just remember that. That's why Aaron Swartz went in there and downloaded. Now, Aaron Swartz grew up on that university. His father was a janitor there. And so he got caught. Why would they give him 35 years for something that simple? You know? So, they hijacked all PhD. They hijacked not just pay to play, publish, you got to pay. They control the information. Some of the lightnings in the background that cost each one of you how many billions, and they're multinationals? Yep. That's what a metaphor, you know? It's supposed to be boogeyman, boogeyman, boogeyman. It's imperialism, it's old world order. So, Glenn Greenwald has got an arrest warrant in his home. He lives in Brazil now? Yeah. His husband. Yeah, he's married to that guy now. Now, remember, I think it was his boyfriend then, after the Snowden, tomato, Laura Poitras, whatever. Now, Laura, the Billionaire filmmaker, is the MIT Media Lab's endowment's daughter. You heard me right. Astro's noise. I walked the coast of California with the real Astro. Look up Astro, and he, died on the trail. We were both dying of leukemia. Him and Rex were walking the inland trail. We'd interact, and I was walking the Pacific Coast. We both were dying of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and leukemia. So, Greenwald, Snowden was in Fukushima, Japan, right before Fukushima, Japan blew. That's a fact, Jack. So, do you know about Lindsay Mills? Lindsay CIA Mills, the so-called stripper girlfriend, in the bunker in Hawaii. That's where all this media was controlled. He came home, went freelance, snow job, and then he goes back to work for the CIA that he hated. Where? Controlling the media and the cover-up of Fukushima, which was controlled in the bunker in Japan. That's a fact, Jack. So, Glenn Greenwald, he hands the chip. He has all the information in that chip. Could have blown the CIA, his own words, the pyramid scheme at the top. And by the way, he got inspection. His mother and father were both CIA. So, the pyramid. It's like Jill Stein's freaking daddy. You know, what? Tsar Putin, Jill Stein? Yep. KGB. Look it up. It's just common knowledge. It's not conspiracy. It's investigative journalism. So, he hands the chip at the top of the CIA with all that blow this country, all this pyramid to pieces. Who's he hand it to? Glenn Greenwald and Laura Poitras. Now, why would he hand it to The Guardian? Why would he hand it to her, the film? Because it was a setup for the beginning. It's one of the two. Either he's in on it. He says, I'm just naive. I think they teed him up. So, they produce and put out 1/1000% of what's on that chip. One of the things they put out, The Guardian, that they're physically going after activists, especially Fukushima activists. Not only are they physically going out and paying PR firms to slander them. Now stay with me, this is important historic stuff. They are trying to kill them. So he he speaks via that robot once in a blue moon around the US. So right here, the Eccles, the Wattis and the Eccles are the same family. So the Eccles family's from here. I know Mrs. Eccles. I says, hey, am I going to get my question in? Because we had to review 10 questions. They searched me as I went in. Can't film it. That didn't mean I didn't. Or did I? I can't remember. So, he not only reads my question, he puts it down on the thing and answers yes. So, PBS, Doug Provisio, puts the whole thing on. I go to Doug, where's my question? He says, I didn't chop him out. So, Greenwald speaks at the university here in Utah. So I go, you know me, I always go. Romney, Mike Lee, Huntsman, all of them. They all know me. So I get right up next to him with my camera. He sees it and he physically, avoids. There's a really great photograph with his attorney and me, and Snowden's attorney and me and his kids, and he did a little interview. He was great. So anyway, I circle back around trying to catch him. Glenn, can I ask you a question? Why only you got that much out? And he fled. He physically ran from me. I have witnesses. And so, stay with me. His husband, before it was his husband, his boyfriend now was detained in England. Julian Assange, this all ties together. Yeah, they circled the wagons. Aaron Swartz, Kevin Blanche, Fukushima. It's all the same fucking investigative journalism that I've done. My freelance PhD, because I knew they owned the PhDs. Now, I knew Aaron Swartz. So, Reddit don't fucking get it. So, now stay with me. This is historic, important stuff. So, there's a bench warrant issued for his arrest in Brazil. Somebody hacked these Brazilian president, this power freak show down there, and put him out. And this arrest warrant's bullshit. Of course it's total bullshit, because he's just the journalist, right? Yes, that's all he is. Well, so is Julian Assange. Barrett Brown forwarded a freaking link, went to prison for how long? Like he says, why could I continue to risk my life going to prison and do all this work for the American public when I show it right in their face? They don't give a fuck. That's his words, and he's right. So, I ask him, he physically runs from me. To this day, there's only that much out. Yet, so, okay, he'll take a stand in Brazil, him and his husband, but he won't take a stand on the Snowden chip. Whose team's he on? Who's he work for? Honestly, who's he work for? So, none of it's out. I know a lot of it that's on there because I've been told by I have an army. You don't even know my army. Investigative journalism. You don't even know my army. Uh-oh. So, back to Prince Harry. All this conspiracy. Prince Harry, you can look it up, just Google, it's very contemporized, it's conspiracy, is heir to the Russian royal family. He's the closest DNA match. You do know, you led up to World War I. What's up, Angela? All freaking cousins, the cousins. You skip 4th grade, the bleeders, World War I. So, you don't think in royal families they splinter off and they fight and they kill each other and they think that's how power is. And no, it's just all, doesn't mean nothing. Please. I will quote Teddy Roosevelt, Teddy himself. Remember Teddy and a bunch of artists and Rough Riders rode into Cuba and threw the last Spanish queens out, like they did California, like they did right here. This was New Spain for 400, then it was Mexico. That's why the Mormons came here. says, I'm going into Canada. Now stay with me, this is important. McKinley says, no, you're not. By the way, McKinley, I'm the great tariff president, standing on the tariff president, not like Trump's fake tariffs he uses as a weapon once you start wearing them Trump's girl shoes. I don't see tariffs on his wife's, you know, his Russian wife's, his Jetta, what's freaking lines, daughter's shoes. 666, he went to Jared. So, this is important. So, back to the chip. What's on that chip? How come we didn't see any of it? He has it. So does Laura Poniaz, and she had a show at the Whitney. She's not an artist. It just shows how captured it all is. The club. So, Snowden is where? Now, Snowden was captured in Vienna, right? What the hell? In Vienna? All roads lead to Vienna, Mozart. Oh, he's dog. He's where with Putin? Now, you're talking one of the best hackers in the world. I mean, he hacked, got the chip out of the very top surveillance. Who can do that? So who does he work for? Well, he's under control, Putin. That's Putin's words. New World Order. It's old World Order. So Prince Harry is the heir to the throne. You don't think they still exist? They threw the militarism out, which that was never communism, that was militarism. Stillman's from Iran, from Georgia, right? Changed his name. They were all in Vienna. Stalin, Lenin, Freud. Hitler was outside. He learned to preach from the other guy who was part Jewish. I mean, so the power vacuum. Waiting for the power vacuum to take advantage of it. So Prince Harry, he knows that the power that he has. Now his wife, she's African American. Yeah, about like freaking Obama was. So I hate that term anyway. African American, I really hate American, Native American. Vespucci was from Florence, Italy. Never spoke the Queen's Spanish. Indigenous people, I like that word. You know, African American, German American, you know, Danish American, Scarborough. Well, none of us are really Americans. You know, he was from. I guess there is some Florence, Italy people here, but not many. You know, I don't know what you call us. I call us invaders, children of invaders. Great, but we're natives. I was born here, so here. So it's our country. This land is my land. This land. So where's he at? With David Suzuki's family? He's on Vancouver Island. He knows about Fukushima. What is going on? I mean, this whole thing, there's so much more, and I'm working on it. But you've confused conspiracy theory with investigative journalism. There's the problem. That's why there's no investigative journalism. Who's going to fund you? The internet took over newspapers, and then Trump killed net neutrality. You know, so who owns freaking, how did they do it? One by Jetstream, two by cable TV. And then they have the family fight. Political theater family fight. Trump, Obama, 2020. They're identical fucking twins. There's no fucking difference. Hillary, I love Hillary. Nobody likes Bernie. Now think about that statement. Nobody likes Bernie. Coming from Hillary, fucking Rothschild, Rockefeller, fucking Rodham Clinton. Everyone hates her. Left, right, up, down, black, white. Everybody hates her. Rightfully so. She earned it. So corrupt. Everyone, no one likes Bernie. Oh my God. You know, she stole the election from Bernie before. And Michelle Grant straightened me out. I like that comment. She says, well, come on. Bernie covered up Fukushima too. And I said, yeah, just like Trump. We're fucked. True. You know, he does it too. So, don't confuse investigative journalism with a PhD. My PhD, I went rogue. I knew Aaron Swartz. You know, that's why he did it. I burned my work. You know, this PhD's ongoing. I put it online for God and everybody to see it. Fuck them. You know, it's pay to play. Patriot Act. So William Tribe's out. So, it's called Lawrence Tribe. Talking about Derkowitz. Derkowitz, I call the greatest ambulance. He's an idiot. He's an ambulance chasing fool. So, Lawrence Tribe in the Bush Bush-Gore 2000, he said that after the Bush-Gore 2000 that everything that Congress does or the United States Supreme Court is illegitimate. It's an illegitimate country. He's right. It was stolen. It was theft. And someday it'll all be reversed. So, but that's a lot of damage. The war machine. So they stole the election, fair and triangle. Al Gore, who's an environmentalist, who built a house that sucks up $8,000 of energy a month. The rape artist who tried to rape one but not two. Ask Gavin. You know, and so who the fuck is Greenwald working for? Who is he? Yet, rightfully so. I mean, he's just passed the knowledge, but that's all Julian Assange was too. What about him? What are they doing to him? Talk about a prison sentence. How about Aaron Swartz? Of course, he did download it. I guess he broke. I don't think he broke the fucking law. I mean, they're the ones breaking the law, holding all our information. So I went rogue. This YouTube site started as I was working on my PhD before Fukushima happened on communications. So I'm like, no. You know, they've got control. This is a club, these high school teachers. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of professors are good high school teachers. That's all they are, is high school teachers. They're not PhDs. They've stole the whole genre. So Greenwald and Laura Poniaz are in on this. The fucking club, holding the status quo. They've never put any of it out. Why? Well, he's afraid. Well, he sure fucking stands up to him in them crazy. He's in a lot more danger in Brazil, I think, than he is here standing. Why? Because they're in on it. That's all I can figure. Why would he run from me? Snow jobs. Snowden. Attorney did a really good piece with me. I'll find it. It's out there. There's photographs of us. Huh. I've been told by people in high places, Kevin, you're on a list, you show up. We've been told not to arrest you because, I mean, the Million Mass March, all that got all hijacked by a bunch of freaking fools. But, you know, the anonymous crowd, they circled the wagons. They don't want to throw fucking people in jail. They starve you out and they slander you now. They hire PR firms to go after you. And again, this is important. Do not confuse, don't mix the elephants with the donkeys. Do not confuse conspiracy theorists with investigative journalists. I said there are multiple meltdowns, they're going to lie, it's going to kill the ocean, blah, blah. Is that conspiracy? You said it was at first. Everybody did. Come after me. So, the greatest PhD in human history. God never. What a metaphor, the lightning. That's the lightning. Do you know that's a globalist? Japan, everybody's in on it. One of them's in China. We spend all this money to fight boogeyman. It's not about boogeyman, it's about supporting the military-industrialized complex. Greenwald's in on it. Stay tuned.